Hey guys, welcome to my channel. In today's video we're going to be comparing these two palettes right here. This is the beautiful Natasha Denona Metropolis palette. It came out somewhere around last year and it is a luxury palette that retails for $129. The palette we'll be comparing it to is this one right here. This is a palette from Alterego and this palette retails for no more than $22. It is an absolutely mind-blowing price difference between the two. Of course, the Ego Artemis palette is definitely inspired in the Natasha Denona one. And for those of you who have not been able to get your hands on the Natasha Denona Metropolis palette because it is super pricey, you are going to love what you're about to see. I am sure of it. Before we begin this video, I have to tell you something. I'm wearing one palette on each eye and I can barely tell the difference of which one is which, so I would love it if you commented down below right now which one you think is which. This is my right side versus my left side. Where do you think the Metropolis palette is? Is the Metropolis on the right or is the Metropolis on the left side? Let me get a little closer. Left side, right side. Let me know which one you think is the Metropolis palette. I cannot wait to read your guys' comments and see if you guys are right or wrong, because I was saying it earlier, I could barely tell the difference myself. I almost forgot, this Artemis palette launches the day that I'm posting this video, so it's already available for you guys to shop. And Alterego offered me a discount code. You can get 10% off of your entire order with the code PATTY10. I have all of the information down in the description box of this video. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it before you leave, and if you're new here, don't forget to also subscribe. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with the video. How convenient is it that after I asked you guys what you wanted to see more of on my channel, and a lot of you said more dupes to palettes, this right here showed up at my door yesterday. Before I get into the eye look, the swatches, and the comparisons, let me tell you guys about my nails. So these right here, believe it or not, are press-on nails. This company called ALLDASHING sent me a few sets, so this is the one that I'm wearing right now, and I just kind of selected the ones that I personally liked. This one right here is just kind of like a nice nude set. I also got these matte black ones that have some nails that have a really pretty bling to them. And then last but not least, for some reason I never wear leopard, but these right here called my attention as well, and I think they are so beautiful. If you guys don't know, I use press-on nails all the time because I haven't wanted to go back to the nail salon and get my nails done because of COVID, and since I'm always filming videos for you guys, I like my hands to look decent when I'm filming. So when this company contacted me and said they wanted to send me a few pairs, I literally could not agree any faster, because I use press-on nails all the time and I think they are super convenient. After trying theirs, I feel like the adhesive is a lot better than the adhesive from the ones I usually buy at the drugstore. They definitely feel stronger and like they're going to last a lot more. Fun fact, these are water resistant, so you can absolutely wash your hand, bathe, whatever with it, they will last. This, by the way, is by no means sponsored, but they were just nice enough to send me the nails. I am loving them, and they're also offering me a coupon code to share with you guys. So if you guys like press-on nails, they have amazing, super cute styles, so check the links down in the description box of this video, and you can buy one and get the second pair 50% off. This is also perfect to have around if you have a special occasion and can't make it to the nail salon. I just cannot say enough things about press-on nails. I am a fan. Now that you know about the ALLDASHING deal, let me tell you guys about this Artemis palette right over here. Let me go ahead and open it for you guys. This is what it looks like on the inside. It has a mirror, which is super convenient, and it also has the names of the shades written right underneath each shade. And now let me show you it next to the Metropolis palette. As you can see, the shades are arranged differently, but every shade is duped in this Artemis palette by shop Alter Ego, and I just cannot wait to get into it because in the past they've done an absolutely fabulous job at duping these Natasha Denona shades. They get so close to the way that the original looks that it is absolutely unreal. This Natasha Denona Metropolis palette, for those of you who don't know, it's absolutely beautiful and it retails for $129. It is quite a pricey palette. I know me personally, I struggle to give more than $100 for a palette. Hell, I struggle to give more than $60 for a palette, okay? So this palette is a little bit pricey, and Alter Ego has their Artemis palette that you see right over here for $22. Let's begin by swatching the colors side by side. I am super excited to see how the swatches look the same or different. From the Artemis palette, I went ahead and swatched Hunt, Silent, Thrill, and Ambush. And I looked for the equivalent in the Natasha Denona Metropolis palette. So those shades are Rope, Lethal, Azoic, and Symbol. This right here is what the shades look like. The ones on the top are the Metropolis palette ones. The one at the bottom are the ones in the Artemis palette. The shades are definitely super spot on, but the intensity of them is different. The ones right here on top from the Metropolis palette are a lot more intense and creamy. I was definitely wondering what they were going to do about Charlotte's like creamy eyeshadow formula. This color right here has that formula, and they did not try to dupe that. This is just a powder eyeshadow, and this one feels a lot creamier. Again, the shades are incredibly similar, but I could definitely tell that the Metropolis palette has a much creamier formula. However, for $22, the Artemis palette is definitely super close. The next swatches are on the shades Provoke, Scent, Spear, and Prole. And here they are next to its equivalent shades in the Metropolis palette. Again, the Metropolis palette is the top row and the Artemis palette is the bottom row. These shades are incredibly close to each other, especially the super shimmery ones. This one here is the shade Troop from the Metropolis palette, and it is a lot creamier than the color Pro from the Artemis palette. Since it is a lot creamier, it also kind of looks darker, but the tone of the color is very, very similar to the Metropolis palette color. I'm back and I went ahead and did 2 rows because I felt like I never was going to finish this. So these are Entice, Camouflage, Chase, Stealth, Obscure, Victory, Pursuit, and Pounce. And you guys can see them all swatched side by side there. As you can see, very, very little difference between the two. In this case, the Natasha Denona ones are the ones at the bottom and the Artemis palette ones are the ones on top. The only thing to note about these is this color Stealth right here. I told you guys before they didn't try to recreate Natasha Denona's creamy formula, but I lied because the color Stealth is a creamy formula. As you can see, nowhere as dark, rich, and pigmented as the Natasha Denona in the color Royal right here, but I'm sure that you can build it up a little bit. Okay, so I just went ahead and swatched the rest of the palette because this feels never ending. So you're about to see the colors Ravage, Stalk, Captive, Lure, Catch, Quiver, Pluck, Conquer, Trap, Snare, Bow, and Quest. Damn it, I do this wrong every time. Ugh, let me twist my arm for you guys. And of course, you're also seeing the equivalents from the Natasha Denona palette. More of the same. As you guys can see, these shades are almost the same. The Natasha Denona ones do take a little bit less building up. They swatch a little bit softer, a little bit faster, but I wouldn't expect less from a palette that is over $100 more expensive than the Alter Ego one. You guys saw those swatches. There's not much more I can say about them. They are almost exactly the same as the swatches from the Metropolis palette by Natasha Denona. So let's go ahead and get into the eye look so we can compare them side by side and see how they perform and how they blend in comparison to one another. I have some Morphe brushes here that are the same. I have two M441s and two M433s. So I'm going to use one of them on each side. So we're using the exact same brush. And then any other brush I need, I'll just have to clean in between because I don't have any other brushes that are exactly the same, I don't think. Just kidding, I also have two M506s. I'm going to start with the Artemis palette and the color Entice right over here. This is an M441 from Morphe, and I'm going to work this color into the crease of my eye right here as my transition shade. So I'm doing back and forth windshield wiper motions with it and just blending it into the crease of my eye. That blended so easily and so fast. I have my other M441 and the Metropolis palette. I'm going to grab the color Rope right over here, and I'm going to do the exact same thing on my right eye. So just back and forth windshield wiper motions. I think this one already looks a little bit more intense, so I might have to build this one up a little bit. I'm putting a little bit more Entice on this one so we can match the other eye. I have my M433 and I want to get the color Thrill right here from the Artemis palette, and I'm going to pack it on the outer corner of the eye first and then start blending it into the crease. I went back for a little bit more and I'm just packing on that shade. I think I might go for a halo eye, so I'm going to put some on the inner corner as well and into the crease. Okay, just like this. That looks really nice. I have my other M433 and I'm going to go into this color here called Azoic. This one is much creamier, and I'm going to do the same. I'm going to pack it into my outer corner and start building it into the crease of my eye. Pack it here and blend it into the crease, and we're going to put it on the inner part as well and into the crease. They look different. This one has more yellow to it. This one's more like an olive green. I'm scared that I might have gotten the wrong color because I feel like Thrill and Pro look so similar, while in the Natasha Denona one looks a lot darker than the other. So what I'm going to do, just in case I got it wrong, is I'm going to go into the other color as well. So I'm going to go into Pro now, and I'm going to put it over this shade here so that they mix together and in the inner corner. I think I might have gotten the wrong color, so that was my bad, but I'm mixing them together so that they end up looking the same. So then I'm going into this shade right here on this eye, and I barely had to tap into it because I feel like the Natasha Denona one has such rich intensity to them that you really need very little. I'm going back with the bigger brush and I'm just blending out any edges. Just switch to the other one and I am blending. Okay, so now that I mixed the colors together, they're back to looking super similar. I can still see a little bit more yellow flowing through this one, but there's barely any differences. With my JH51, I'm going to go into the color Chase right here on this one, and I'm going to put it on the edge of the olive color in the outer and inner corner of the eye. So I'm packing it over those edges, and I'm still leaving the center of the eye with nothing on it. I wiped off the brush and I'm grabbing the color Noble from this one, which I think is the equivalent to that one, and I'm going to pat it over the edges just the same way I did on my other eye. And I'm still leaving the center with nothing on it. And now with just the tip of my finger, I'm grabbing a little bit of the color Scent, and I'm going to tap it right here over the center of the eyelid. Just packing it on with the finger there. Pat it. And the same thing with the Metropolis palette and the color Orium. I'm just going to put it here in the center of the eye. This one looked a little bit more intense, so I am repacking on this one a little bit more. And now I feel like they're at the same level. Back with the M433, I'm just going to make sure that things are blended nicely. So let's move on to the under eyes, and I want to use this color right here called Stealth. And I have the JH38 brush, and I'm going to pack it on right underneath my lower lash line, all the way to my tear duct area. So I just went back a second time to add more intensity to it because I'm sure that the Natasha Denona one is going to look a lot more intense. I wiped the brush, and this is the Natasha Denona color, and I'm going to do it on this eye now. So I'm doing the same thing, just swiping back and forth. You can see I did it twice on this one, and this one still looks slightly more pigmented, but barely any difference, and the color is spot on. M506 and the color Hunt, and I'm going to blend that green out with it. So just back and forth, blend it underneath the eye, and I'm making it meet at the outer corner here with the top of the eye. I have my other M506 and the color Reason from the Metropolis palette on here, and I'm going to do the same thing, just back and forth, blend out that green. I have a Morphe E18, and I'm going to grab the color Obscure, and this is going to be the color on the inner corner of my eye. So I'm just packing it on that inner corner and swiping it in a little bit, and also making it meet with the colors right underneath my eye. Same brush and the color Queen from the Natasha Denona Metropolis palette, and I'm going to of course do the same thing on this eye. This is looking identical. It's going to be super hard for you guys to figure out which one is which at the beginning of the video when I ask you, because like I can barely tell the difference. I don't know if I would be able to tell the difference myself. I'm going to use the Fake Awake eyeliner in my waterline. This is what they're looking like before I put on mascara. I'm back and my mascara is on. This is my newest obsession, the Dark Star Mascara by Pat McGrath. If you haven't watched the video comparison, I'm going to link it up there. This mascara is everything, and I just want to say that I am beyond obsessed by what Alter Ego was able to do with this Artemis palette, and they're offering this for $22, not even, because I have a coupon code with them for 10% off. I don't get anything from it. It's just so that you guys can save a little bit more money, so you can get it for less than $20, and this is the same as the Metropolis palette by Natasha Denona, which is $129. It literally is mind-blowing what they were able to do. I totally forgot to tell you guys that I used the Alter Ego eyeshadow base on both eyes. I wanted to try it. They sent it to me along with the palette. This formula kind of reminds me of the Urban Decay eyeshadow base, so it's really nice. I liked it. And they sent me their whole collection of lipsticks. This video is not sponsored by Alter Ego, but they're one of the few brands that send me PR whenever they release something, which I am super grateful for, and they do such a good job at duping these higher end, super expensive and like unreachable for a lot of people palettes. That I always love making these videos because I love showing you guys much cheaper alternatives to palettes that might be out of your budget. I think I'm going to do Euphoria right here. I don't hate that. Okay. These lipsticks from them retail for $6, which is incredible. And the formula is very similar to the Huda Beauty liquid lipstick formula. It's very thin and very pigmented. I don't love the smell, but that might just be because they didn't add vanilla to them or whatever, you know? I'm taking the lipstick off. I just don't like those tones with this eye look. So of course I'm going to do a nude instead. Yes, I'm doing Iconic Nude by Charlotte Tilbury. No, you cannot stop me. This is Kaja's Beach Nude Gloss Oil. Love. Love, 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 love. You will definitely see more of these Alter Ego lipsticks, but just not with this eye look today. So that brings us to the end of this video. And my final thoughts are the same thing I've been saying throughout the video. Obviously, the original is going to be a little bit better than the dupe. However, there is a $102 difference between the two. So if the Natasha Denona Metropolis palette has been out of your budget, then go for the Alter Ego Artemis palette. It is the exact same thing. So good. I cannot wait to read your guys' comments down below to see if you got the question right or wrong. I wonder if you voted left or right on which one was the Metropolis palette by Natasha Denona. Okay, so thank you guys so much for watching my video. I truly hope that you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed filming it. It's always a lot of fun for me to do these types of videos where we are comparing palettes and shades and all of that. If you liked it, don't forget to please give it a thumbs up before you leave. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please subscribe as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you back in the next video. Bye!